This is Patriots linebacker, Super Bowl 49 champ, Darius Fleming, and you're watching VonAllen Sports. Real and honest NFL analysis. Subscribe now. Join the empire. VonAllen Sports, let's go!
VonAllen Sports.
What's up, guys? All right. So, that last Sunday, complete and utter, I don't know, not garbage. It was, I guess it was just, it depends on what side you're on, I guess, and who you like. But very sloppy, very strange Sunday. Now, every year has these, but this, each season there's always that one week that is just strange and nobody can figure out, like, why it's happening or what the deal is. It's always those weird things where a bunch of upsets happen and people that normally are reliable, they're not reliable, and it's just stupid things like that. But this one has got to be probably the most bizarre I've ever seen. And we'll get started on that soon. Let's see who's here today. So Biden, blah, 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 blah. Thank you for joining the Empire, and let's go. He's here. Celtics Nation, what's up, man? Tyree is here. Israel is here. Billy Casby, thank you for the birthday wishes. Israel, it would be like a Joe Biden speech if, yeah, exactly. Exactly. Elf of Courage. Elf of Courage changed his logo. And he did what I asked. I told him if he changed it, make sure it's another Triforce. This time it's Link holding up the Triforce. So nice. I like it. I like this one even better. The Gourd King, what's up, man? Bitcoin. Ugh. So you're going to see me complaining about a particular game tonight, and you're going to know why. All right. D. Bateman, what's up, man? Thomas Allen, welcome. It's so weird saying my dad's name as Thomas Allen. It just sounds strange to me. Okay. Salman Batar. I always get that wrong. Welcome. Anthony Preston, what's up? The Minute Man. All right, you guys. Awesome. So give me just one moment. Okay, so yes, it is my birthday today. Thank you, Father, for the birthday wish. Thank you, Minute Man. Thank you, everybody. If you want to know my age, there's only, I'll give you a riddle, or I guess you could look it up technically. But the riddle is, my age is in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This number is the perfect number. It is the number to all existence. If you know what that number is, that is my age. All right. Elf of Courage, right off the bat. Let's put these up top here. Okay. Elf of Courage, since the $2 super chat, says, happy birthday, VonAllen. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Israel, $5 super chat. It says, thank you so much, Israel. He says, happy birthday. Sunday was weird. Bills got upset and made many mistakes. Colts won their trap game, had a feeling. And Sunday Night Football was, if I could do the puke emoji. James Johnson, $2 super chat. He says, happy birthday. What the F was week 3? 42. That's right. The answer is 42. I believe the Gourd King got it first. Anthony, off by 1. Bitcoin Motorist just wrote 1980. There you go. The number is 42. Yep, satire junk. Jesse Back says, what I would have guessed was like 27 to 30 years old. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, I'm not one of those people that get upset about their birthday or worry about it. I've never understood, like, when someone turns 30, they get upset, or when they turn 40 or 50, they get upset. I don't think that way. I don't feel that way. The thing is what is the opposite of turning 42, right? So I could be upset about being 42, but other than turning 42, what would be the opposite of that? What would be, it would be not turning 42, which means I would be dead. So, yeah, I'm happy. I feel good. Oh, my hip feels good. It's getting better. I went to a doctor on Monday, and back to my same doctor. He just takes X-rays and keeps an eye on it. It's healing nicely. He's happy with the progress. He even said that I could get rid of the crutch for one night this weekend and probably use a cane, which is a big step. Because you got to remember, guys, just a few weeks ago, another doctor was wanting to rip my hip out and give me a new one. So there you go. All right. But yeah, everything's all good. Oh, wow, Minuteman, that is cool. I was born 2 days after John Bonham died. Um, you know, for some of y'all who don't know who John Bonham is, he's the drummer of Led Zeppelin. And actually, there's a drum sample of his from the song When the Levee Breaks that I've used in quite a bit of my songs. So I'm certainly glad that he made that drum because I use it as a loop for a lot of stuff. The Gord King sends a $5 super chat. He says, happy birthday. Buy yourself something other than a pumpkin. Stop the seasonal madness slaughter. Stop the seasonal mass slaughter of my people. Okay, I promise you, I don't eat pumpkins anyway, so I'll definitely make sure that doesn't happen. If I get a pumpkin, it will be a fake one just for decoration. How about that? And in that way, it's more like an idol or an effigy, right? So I'm sure you'd like that. But yes, we will stop. I mean, it is technically genocide every Halloween, I think, right? So maybe the NFL, I got it. The NFL should paint in the end zone, stop the slaughter of pumpkins. There you go. And all the guys could wear it on the back of their helmets. And I wonder how much NFL would charge for that. Like they charged for the cancer people, and like they charged for the military, and like they charge for everything else. So when it looks like they're doing a good deed. The Gord King is upset because his people are being oppressed. Okay, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys, listen. Sunday was garbage, and I'm just going to go with that, actually. We're just going to say that. We're going to say garbage. And first, who says this? It is my turn. Okay, I got it. It is my turn. There is something that normally we all talk about constantly, and I've had an epiphany. And this epiphany is maybe it's because it's my birthday, and you're supposed to get wiser as you get older, right? So hopefully some of us do. Although I know a few people who don't. They actually go backwards. Anyway, still, I hope I'm moving forward. But anyway, I think we have to start refraining from making excuses about what player is playing and what player is not there. I think Now, historically, I normally don't make a big deal out of that, but I do mention it sometimes. And in fact, the reason I picked the Packers to win this game last week is certainly because of the situation between the two teams. But I didn't like the rhythm that the Bucs were in, and I like the Packers rhythm that they were coming out of, and I felt that the Packers were more of a complete team. They seem like they've gotten their stuff together faster than the Bucs have, and I just thought that the Packers might be just a tad bit better. And so that was my thinking process. Of course, it had something to do with Mike Evans not being there and stuff and all that. But at the same time, the Packers were missing guys too. But still, when you're missing your key guys like that, it's not easy. But when we constantly talk about, oh, well, this guy was missing or that guy should have been there. If that guy was there, well, I've heard people say, well, Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers didn't have Devontae Adams. Okay, well, that doesn't even make any sense. Devontae Adams is gone. He's not even on the team. It's not like he was in there on week 1 or week 2 and then he's just gone. And now you've got to acclimate without him all of a sudden, and you didn't expect it, right? So that's weird to say that, just like it would be weird to say that, oh, well, Tom doesn't have Gronk. Well, I mean, he doesn't, but Cameron Brate's got to do his job. And Kyle Rudolph, what were you signed for? I mean, really? So I don't like really doing that anymore. I think we need to stop doing that. And if we keep doing that, then it makes the backup players just assume, they assume, what if they started assuming that they suck just because they're not the starter? And how many great guys, how many great players that we know today were the backups? You guys remember when Patrick Mahomes was the backup to Alex Smith? And, if Alex Smith had gotten injured in 2017 and then Patrick had to come in, would they have been in trouble? I mean, people have been making excuses. Well, Alex Smith wasn't starting. They had this rookie quarterback who doesn't know anything. Well, we didn't know that was going to be Patrick Mahomes, did we? Had we known that that's what they were getting, we wouldn't have said that, right? We would have said, well, hey, it's fine. It's safe. Just like in 2001 when I got pissed off that Drew Bledsoe didn't get his job back. I was saying, oh, well, when we lost the game, it's like, well, it's Tom Brady. This guy doesn't know anything, and Drew Bledsoe's not there. I'd make excuses. I didn't know that Tom Brady was out there. I didn't know that was going to be the guy. And it's the same with wide receivers. These guys on Tampa have to do their job. I don't care if you're third or fourth string or fifth string. You've been there all year, other than Cole Beasley, which seemed to not know what he was doing in the game, but which is expected. He just got there. But still, the other guys have to know what they're doing. They've been there. They've been there all preseason. They know the playbook. They know everything the same way. And they got all of the first team reps all week long. They are professionals. They're getting paid millions of dollars. I think that we tend to act like that a starter is gone and then the backup is some college sophomore, and then we're just throwing them in there like they don't know. No, these guys are professional. These are the best of the best. If you take all of the backups in the NFL right now and put them in a league, that league is still going to be pretty good, and it's still going to beat every college team and every best college team that you can find. Just the backups, all right? So we got to get past this excuse making. On Green Bay's side, Aaron was missing a few receivers there, his normal ones that he has. I'm pretty sure there was 2 that was gone. But still, I think at the end of the day, Green Bay was still coming in more hot than the Bucs were. I think that Saints game took a lot out of them, and it's just, I don't know. I had this bad feeling about it, but it had nothing. It wasn't as much about that. I felt that Tom would be fine. He could get these guys playing, but Tom made a mistake at the end there. Okay. Now, we always give Tom the credit for big wins. And had he gotten that 2-point conversion, had that he'd gone on to tie the game, and then they win in overtime, we would have been raving today about how great Tom is, and rightfully so. But at the same time, there is only one person at the end of the day that delay of game. The Bucs stops with the quarterback. Okay, that delay of game is on the quarterback. I don't care about the plays being called in. Now, we are going to talk about that in a second. But with all that said, the offensive, all that, the quarterback has to take responsibility for that and sees the clock running and make sure. And if he doesn't like what the offensive coordinator is sending in, or if the offensive coordinator is not getting it in time, he's got to make that decision and just do it and get everybody ready. There's not that many plays in your playbook for a 2-point conversion. You pretty much go with what you know. It's pretty much a goal line package, and you've got just a few on your sheet, right? Well, I'm not sure what happened with the play clock. I've heard different things. I've heard people say that the play clock was down or was not correct or something. I'm not sure, but it was an untimed down. You should immediately know what to do. So the moment you scored that touchdown, immediately done. Okay, we're going with this. That's it. So that ball could have been hiked at 10 seconds left. There's no reason for all that to happen. That's on the quarterback. And you know what? The GOAT can make a mistake too, right? So I don't know if the clock was off 5 seconds. I watched, I tried to rewatch it. I can't tell. I mean, that could be, it's just, I don't know what was on the field versus what was on the television. People could be reacting to, I'm not sure. But anyway, it shouldn't have got down to that. So even if it was down to 5 seconds, 5 seconds off, you can't wait that long to get that play in. This is an untimed down. It's not like the clock is running. Okay. This is an untimed down. You've got it. Just go and do it. So, and we don't even know if that play would have scored. So I'm not even saying that cost them the game. I'm just saying that made it much harder. And that was just a mistake. That was a mistake, on a bad execution there, like Tom said. And he even took blame for it himself. It's just how it is. Everyone makes mistakes. Even the best, even the greatest make mistakes. How many times have we seen Peyton do stuff like that? We've seen Aaron. We've seen Drew do things like that. It happens to everybody. It happens to them all. I mean, remember when Tom thought it was 4th down? He had a 4th down, and he just, things weren't. The play sequence wasn't right. I mean, what happened? What was the end result of that? At the end of the day. So it's not a big deal. I don't care about it that much. But I'm just saying that it was just a weird day in general. That drive that Tom had to get the touchdown, that thing. What that shows you is that they weren't handicapped that badly. Now, the mistakes that they made, the wide receivers, they cannot hold on to the ball. They get stripped. That changed the game completely. If those things don't happen, Tampa probably wins this game straight up. They probably win it by at least a touchdown, maybe a little bit more. I'm not going to say too much because Green Bay would then respond with a different set of plays and a different, like we said last week, like I was talking about last week with the, chain of causality or whatever you want to call it. So, but I did see a lot of people react to Tom specifically saying that he's done and that was the evidence and he can't make nothing happen with guys who aren't top tier anymore. That is the dumbest thing someone could say if they think he's done. Not asking the question, but saying he's done. People ask the question all the time, but I don't see anything at all wrong with Tom. Nothing. I don't see anything wrong. There's nothing wrong. And that game could have easily been, They could have they might have gotten to 30 points if everything, if they'd done everything correctly, but they didn't. All right? And let's keep in mind the Packers made those plays. They forced fumbled. Those were forced turnovers. They happen. That's what the other team does too. You got to watch out for that. You got to protect the ball and know that that's coming. And these guys, guys like Evans and Godwin and them, and Julio Jones, they're aware of that. They've been around so long that they just have it in their mind. They know as soon as I catch it, it's got to be tight. Anything could happen. Maybe the younger guys, they don't. It's not part of their automatic responses. They're just so nervous and desperate to get the ball and then get to where they're going. But these guys are still capable. They made catches. They made good plays. And that last drive, that drive at the end, that was incredible. That drive was fantastic, man. So exciting. We were going crazy here watching the game. We had a bunch of people over, and we were just going nuts. It was vintage Tom Brady, and those young guys did their job, okay? They can play. So this excuse for them, people saying that they're not any good and that they can play. You're supposed to play, and that's what you're supposed to do. When a guy like Mike Evans gets a stupid suspension and then it's your turn to shine, you go out there and you take that position. You go out there and you be Mike Evans, okay? You do the same thing. There's no excuse for you. Otherwise, if you're some backup and you're a loser and you can't do your job, then why aren't we out there? Then I want to play. All of you guys in the comment section can play. Because what are they for? If putting them out there means certain defeat, why are you there? What do we need you for then? Why don't you just cancel the game? Oh, we can't play. So whatever. At the end of the day, this game was the philosophy behind it would be similar to Green Bay and Bucs when in the NFC Championship game. Not always the quarterback with the better stats, technically, I guess, more efficient stats, don't always win. Tom had 3 picks in that game, but who won? Tom won. Æron had that 1 interception. On the stat sheet, you would think Æron was more efficient, but Æron did not make the play at the end. He did not get it done. And this is what happened here. Tom didn't throw any interceptions. Æron did. But Æron got the victory. It's just how it goes. The only difference here is that this was a regular season game and not the end of the world. They're still 2-1. Think about that, okay? This start of this season for the Bucs have been very, very bad for the offense. And they're 2-1. And they came this close to possibly being 3-0. Think about that for a second. And who is in the division that's a threat, really? They've already got the win over the Saints, so they could still tie with the Saints. You think they're going to lose to the Carolina Panthers and the Falcons? Come on. No. The Falcons are in tank mode, and the Carolina Panthers, I don't think they even know that they're a team right now. I don't know what they're doing. They should rename it to the Carolina McCaffreys. So, yeah, they have no idea what's going on. But, yeah. I would like to say, though, the Bucs defense is phenomenal. So, kudos to them, by the way. Man, they make plays, dude. They make plays. I mean, sometimes they give up stuff. But, hey, keep in mind, all right, Aaron Rodgers did not score a point in the second half. All right? I'll say 10% of that. 10%, maybe 15% of that was playing with the lead and maybe playing it safe. Okay? But the rest of that was the defense making a stop in them not being able to get it done. So keep that in mind. That is great news. That is something. Imagine what's going to happen when the offense really gets it kicking, when Tom gets the offense going. Imagine then what's going to happen. There is nothing to panic about right now. James Johnson sends a $5 super chat. Says the score was 14-6 during the last drive, so the Bucs knew they needed a 2-point conversion. So this wasn't something that was called last minute. Thank you, James. Thank you. See, that's something that I didn't even mention. Exactly. You knew that you were going to have a 2-point conversion. You knew it. The whole drive. How far was that drive again? It was like 80 yards, right? By the way, the Packers should be thanking their punter. That dude put Tom inside the 15, what, like 6 times or something? I mean, something like that. It was a lot. I was saying that during the game to the guys. I was like, this punter, man, he's just killing it. And it's just, yeah. But exactly, James, thank you. They knew about this. But I will say, I am not happy with the relationship or the working situation between Byron Leftwich and Tom. It seems sometimes that Tom is really, really nice, and he wants to be a team player, and he wants to make sure everybody else is getting their parts in and stuff. And he doesn't want to be too hardcore, about that. I don't know if I like this. It's just a lot of weird calls, running it when you're not supposed to run it, passing it when you're not. It's just a lot of strange things. And, it's only been 3 games, so it's not entirely clear what is going on here. But I'm not talking about the execution of the plays. I'm talking about the actual calling of them. So even when things go, the outcome is correct, I still question. I'm like, why did they do that? That was weird, But, yeah, I'm not really happy with that. And it's strange as far as I'm concerned. Did I miss one, Melena? There we go. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat. He says, happy birthday, Aaron. Torque. Thank you, man. Yeah, Bitcoin sent a member chat. Bitcoin motorist celebrating 20 months. 20 months of membership. Incredible. He says, Pats plus 10 versus Green Bay. Looks high to me. What you think? No. That's I think that's a bit. Yeah, I don't like that. Normally I talk about the next week's games on the weekend show, but I think they're seeing the Brian Hoyer come in, and were you guys that impressed by the Packers offense this week? They seem to kind of have struggle a bit. I wasn't that blown away by them. And I even saw Aaron miss some throws that he normally doesn't miss. It was kind of strange. Maybe just that one day, but I don't know, Bitcoin. I think that might be a bit too high, especially for a bet. I would not put money on that. Not with that spread, I wouldn't. If you want to take the Green Bay on the money line straight up, it's probably a safe bet. So I think everyone knows that. Of course. But yeah, I do think that 10 is a bit too high for something like that. Yeah, Salmon, I agree. Stop running up first down. Blacker58 says the Buccaneers needed this loss. Sometimes it's better to lose than win in the early middle part of the season. Exactly, and they're still 2-1. They're 2-1, and this is a hard stretch. It was the Saints, Packers, and now the Chiefs. That trick play was stupid. All right. So what Satire Junk was talking about, I was yelling at the screen the moment it started. It's like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing a flea flicker? What's that for? You're moving the ball fine. They were moving the ball fine. I mean, you guys saw it. Why are you doing that? It was just idiotic, and nobody knew what they were doing. You can't do that in that situation. You're not. That's usually a desperation call, or you see something that you think you can exploit. But the Green Bay wasn't having it. They weren't. That was just so dumb. Absolutely, that was dumb. Clipboard torque, as John Thomas Chavez named Brian Hoyer. He's going to be the man this weekend. That'd be hilarious if he goes out there and just rips the ball around the field. That would be insane. Yeah, I'm not impressed by the Packers offense. I'm just not blown away by them. Uh, the defense actually looks pretty damn good, though. They're not bad, right? They're not bad. And in fact, they may be actually better than the offense. So, but like I've always said, guys, when you've got an elite quarterback, all bets are off. So it doesn't really matter. In the end, Tom and his Bucs are going to be in the playoffs. Æron and his Packers are going to be at the playoffs. These guys, that's what they do. That's what they do. They'll be there. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, that's a good point, James. Once the scripted plays were over, the Packers didn't make anything happen. It seemed that's a good point. And no adjustments, no halftime adjustments. The Bucs made some halftime adjustments. And see, that's where I think Todd Bowles' strength is. It's on the defensive coordinating side. I want him to be the coordinator. Any idiot you can just throw up there and be a head coach as long as your coordinators are good. We saw that with Bruce Arians, right? But then if you've got what if you've got a good head coach? What if you got a guy who really knows what he's doing and can override stupid decisions, like some of the decisions that were going on? I don't think Todd is the guy to step up and use his authority in order to say, hey, this is a dumb decision. This is a dumb idea. I think he's more passive. He was like that when he was the head coach of the Jets. He was very passive, and he didn't seem to really push, when he needed to push. He was a great coordinator at Arizona. That's why he got the Jets job. And then he was a great coordinator for the Bucs, but I would rather just see him work with the defense. You don't really need him there to, like I said, if Tom steps up and starts putting more into the offense, and then you got Todd worrying about the defense, you don't really need a head coach. You can have some assistant head coach or something like that, kind of patrol the sidelines and things like that if you need to. Okay, so yeah, but I'm not sold on him as the head coach right now. But it could have been Bruce Arians. So, and now we know that Bruce is more involved than we thought he was going to be. So some random Patriots fan says Aaron Rodgers is what Aaron calls on an island this year. They need to make a trade for a weapon before the deadline. It wouldn't probably wouldn't hurt him. Yeah. Dia Burst, yeah, that sounds right. Seems like a standard Packers day. Defense shows up, offense don't, and vice versa. That's kind of how they work, isn't it? Actually, the Packers even do that between halves. So they're a strange team, and they've been like that for years. They couldn't get anything done in the first half in that championship game, and then the second half they just figured it out. So. Yeah, 146 zigzag with how the defense is playing. You get Evans, you get Godwin back. And also, don't forget, these new guys that played on Sunday, they've got that experience now. So maybe you can move them into the offense a little more. Maybe you can give Evans a break sometimes, when he does a go route or something. And he, maybe needs a break for a few plays. You can keep him fresh. That wouldn't be so bad, would it? So sometimes you got to look at the good in things. And even though that was a loss, those guys have got that experience now. And you can't really call them inexperienced anymore. They've got that. They know. And they damn near won that game still. So I'm not panicking. Israel, if I'm a Packers fan, I wouldn't be tooting my horn so much. They're honestly not that impressive. They're not. And I do see Packers. I think Packers fans are excited because they beat the GOAT. They beat Brady. And you should feel good about that. Even if Brady doesn't have, they say, he doesn't have his weapons, everything. You still beat the GOAT. And that's something to be proud of. I'm proud when we beat, whether it's the Patriots or whether it's Brady and the Bucs. I'm proud to defeat Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes and guys like that. I think that's a big deal. I think that's a great victory, no matter how you can get it. But as far as an overall team and for the year, the Packers are still getting adjusted. And guys, let me tell you something. The preseason and the way the rules are with the lack of the training camp is very bland and very basic. And the season, the preseason is even shortened. And now you're starting to see teams where their first month of the regular season is starting to become that learning process. And that's why we're seeing this weird stuff. That's why we're seeing the Dolphins being 3-0. What the hell, right? That's not going to last, by the way. That's not going to last. The Eagles being 3-0, I'm not so sure that's going to last too much longer. The Cowboys are going to come up on them. The Cowboys are better than what people think they are. I thought the Cowboys were pretty good in week 1. I didn't think they were so bad, actually. A lot of people crapping all over them. But this new quarterback of theirs seems to get it. And the running game looked really good the other night against the Giants. So I'm not sold on the Eagles, this whole 3-0 thing. God, there's 17 games now. 3-0 means nothing right now. It means nothing. Let's see. The Giants being 2-1. I mean, we knew that was going to probably come to an end pretty soon, right? So, and everyone else has got a loss. So again, that shows you it's a weird time right now. So, with the Pats and Ravens, I was happy that the Patriots held their own for so long. The Ravens are a really good team, despite what happened with the Jets. I know the Jets came back against them. That's one of those situations that is rare, a rare occasion. It's one of those lightning in a bottle situations with the Jets. And then we saw what happened to the Jets against the Bengals, who's been struggling, who's started 0-2. So I don't think that Jets comeback is indicative of who the Ravens are as a team. I think the Ravens are a good team, and I think they should be treated as such. I joke around that, Lamar Jackson can't win the MVP because they lost to the Jets and, whatever. But no, for real, though, the Ravens are a good team. And we held our own against them. And things are just not clicking right now. It's not working. Everyone knows that. I think that Matt Patricia is a garbage offensive coordinator. I don't like it. Okay? So. I'm sorry, Dolphins. Thank you. Jets, they're on my mind. Okay, I know. It was the Jets that – see, there was 2 comebacks that week, and they were both AFC East teams. And both teams had big comebacks. But, the Dolphins is what I meant. The Dolphins are pretenders, okay? They're pretenders. This is not real. It's a mirage, okay? So, hey, it's when you're thinking of like a million things, so I'll tell you, it's true. When you're doing a show like this and you're thinking like a million things to say and you're trying to keep it going, it's easy for things to get kind of jumbled. And I noticed that sometimes when I watch a live stream of someone else, it could be politics, it could be football related or whatever. And I'm sitting there and I know immediately when they make a mistake. So I'll see them say the wrong player name or the wrong team or something. And I'm sitting at home, but I'm just sitting here listening and I'm not thinking about anything else. And it's just so funny how that happens. And before I couldn't relate to that. Before I had this show, I couldn't relate to that. I was like, how do they screw up so much? How do they get confused? And I remember one time I saw Stephen A. talk about Chiefs players that weren't on the team that year. They were like gone. And I always wonder, how did he do that? Well, when you get on camera, your mind kind of just goes in different directions. Although they don't have as much of an excuse because they've got producers in their ear. So, but yeah. But it's easy to see why I made that mistake because the Jets also had a big comeback in both AFC East. The Super Bowl is not going to be Miami and Philadelphia. I don't think, listen, the country is already falling apart right now. I don't think we can take an Eagles Dolphins Super Bowl. That is, ugh, no thanks. Diaburst. Let me spawn that. There it is. Diaburst celebrating 9 months of membership. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. He says, to be honest, the Pats versus Ravens was a lot closer than I thought it would be. Exactly. That's exactly. It is. And if it wasn't for the Mac situation, I would be encouraged right now, and I would be more encouraged against the Packers than I am now. But I hate injuries, okay? But at least we know now, and it didn't happen later. You can't predict these things, and you can't stop them. But I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a little suspicious of the Patriots training staff. I've been hearing some things that Mac wants to get a second opinion. And this is not the first time that I've heard players complain about that training staff there. And if you remember when Brady was there, he had a problem because he wanted his guy, a TB12, to work on him only and then help other guys. And a lot of the Patriots players were going to this guy. And the Patriots training staff there was getting pissed off about it. And they were going to Bill, and then Bill, you guys remember the drama with Bill putting Alex out, and he didn't have an office anymore, and he couldn't travel with them and all that. But there seems to be this thing, and I remember when Adelius Thomas was on the team back in the 2000s, and he said that, they don't really care about you. They don't care about you as a player and stuff. Okay, well, that's fine. But Mac needs to get a second opinion. You always get a second opinion. I learned that myself recently. And I'm just not sure if I trust what's going on there right now. It's so weird. This Patriots team, I just can't identify with it. It does not seem like the Patriots to me. The whole thing, everything, I watch it and I'm like, I feel like I'm watching some other team. And the worst thing actually they did is those white uniforms, okay? And I know the uniforms is inconsequential, but they suck, all right? They go out there, they look like the Buffalo Bills had a baby with the Houston Texans, okay? It's awful. What? Milena liked that apparently. But Mac wasn't exactly Dan Marino before he got hurt, okay? So are we going to see that much of a decline with clipboard torque out there? Or Zappy, or however the hell you want to pronounce his name. So, I don't know. I even heard rumors that they're thinking about bringing Cam Newton back. And the only reason that would make sense is because Cam knows the playbook. And he knows the system, and he knows the team, and he knows the whole shebang, But he still sucks. He can't play anymore. Cam just doesn't have it anymore. He's lost, whatever he had. Yeah. Hope Mac's okay, but he wasn't exactly out there killing it. So this praying and hoping, Mac will be back soon. I think it's best that Mac gets fully healthy and then comes back. trying to rush him back is not going to, I just don't see much of a difference right now. But I don't know what they're doing on offense. I don't know what they're doing. The decision, do you play Kendrick? Do you not play him? Sometimes I see him, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's what happened to what's best for the team? You know, what happened to that? I'm trying to figure that out because I can't find it. I can't find what's best for the team. That's what I'm saying. This does not seem like the Patriots team that I know. James, actually, always thought Cam Newton could be a hybrid running back, tight end, you know, and then sometimes you could have him as quarterback like Peyton, like Sean Payton used Taysom Hill. I thought that could be cool. But Cam would have to agree to that and want to do that, and his ego probably won't let him. So. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, it's because I'm sitting low, but.
I know, but just try.
Okay. All right. Help of Courage sends a $5 super chat. He says, maybe the Pats' next quarterback needs to be another sixth-rounder who struggled in college and with a giant redwood-sized chip on his shoulders. Times 3. Well, you know why that's not going to happen? Elf of Courage, Link, why that's not going to happen? Precisely because it wasn't Belichick who picked Tom Brady. Tom Brady does not get on the Patriots because of Belichick. Dick Rabine is the one that wanted Tom Brady. May he rest in peace. He died a long time ago, over 15 years ago. But he picked Tom. He was the reason, and he said, Bill, you got to take this guy. And, when it got to the 6th round, of course, Bill did make the final pick. He said, this kid that Dick was talking about is still here on the board. Let's go ahead and take him. And that was merely because I don't think Bill was 100% sold on Drew, even though Robert Kraft gave him that $100 million. Yeah, you didn't know that, Milena?
No.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm just going to tell Milena real quick what happened. So the year that Tom took over for Drew, they had given Drew Bledsoe $100 million. They gave him a 10-year deal.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, this backup quarterback who when he was drafted, he was like fourth string, made his way up to being Drew's backup. But this guy who was making peanuts was now out there doing the job while Drew was getting that $10 million per year. And then $10 million per year was a lot back in 2001. Okay. It's like, it's similar to right now how starting quarterbacks are getting like $35 million. So imagine Patrick Mahomes not playing or someone like that, and then you get a backup that comes in making nothing and he takes over. Actually, a good situation could be if Cooper Rush on the Cowboys starts to play well, and then you've got Dak Prescott who's making a ton of money on the sidelines. It could be that's more of a better analogy, Drew Bledsoe in that sense. So, yeah, it's crazy, right? But that wouldn't work because Bill cannot pick offense. So he's not going to find anybody like that. That was lightning in a bottle. You need to find guys who are crazy competitive and psychotic like Tom. And in this generation, you're not really going to find those guys anymore. It's a different time now. I mean, look at the guys who are flourishing in the NFL. Who are they? They've got brothers in the NFL, or they've got fathers who were in the NFL, or uncles, or some relative that played before, or was maybe a professional athlete in another sport. Those are the ones getting the elite training, and those are the ones taken seriously because they know what it takes to get there. You're not really getting these guys who grew up in awe of these quarterbacks and, has a great story growing up and all that. It's not really, the world is just different now. It's unfortunate, but. You know, it's said that, each one of us are born with a talent that God endows in us that we should find and pursue. And he made the perfect quarterback, in my opinion, when he made Tom. And that's Tom's job. Tom doesn't love anything like he loves football. Okay. And you need someone like that in order to get a sixth rounder that's going to become something. Now, I'm not saying to win 7 Super Bowls. Nobody's going to do that. But just to be a great quarterback like that, to get him in the 6th round, you need someone who is just psychotically in love with the game. And that's Brady. I mean, look what he's done, and look how long he's lasted, because he's just crazy. Other guys retire because they just lost the love for it. Joe Montana regrets retiring. He thought he could still play. After he got home, he felt better. He healed up, and then boom, he was like, maybe I could play again. Maybe I shouldn't have retired, but then it was too late. A lot of these guys feel that way, but that's the old school stuff.
Yeah, and Tom is not taking his cushy TV job yet.
Yeah, exactly. Tom's got that TV contract with Fox, that $350 million, waiting for him, and he's still playing because he knows once he takes that job, it's over. So. Von Buck Sports. Oh, I get it. Well, I wasn't exactly Von Patriots Sports either, was I? In fact, the videos are more about Brady than they are the Patriots in general. And you know what? The Patriots are not remarkable in any sense at all. Very lackluster. There's not much to say. There's no excitement. There's no passion with that team. The team themselves are not passionate. They don't care. Belichick is checked out. He's half checked out. What is there to get excited about? There's something needs to happen, and nothing does. Nothing ever happens. It's just not good football right now, and it's just hard to get pumped up about it and excited. So. And you know what? This is Tom's last year, most likely. So let's enjoy it. Let's talk about it. Let's analyze it. Let's have some fun with it. So, yeah, exactly, Gord King. Bill Bella checked out. I love this screen name. This is hilarious. $2 super chat from Biden. He says the Dolphins are last year's Cardinals. Yes, that's a great comparison. That is a great comparison, actually. Very good. Yeah, I agree. Completely agree. That's exactly what the deal is. So, well, Alva Courage saying Bill's in his 70s. You can't say that either. I mean, he's still getting paid. He's still doing the job, and that's not an excuse. Just like it's not an excuse for Tom that he's 45. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, well, what do you expect Tom to do? He can't work magic with a bunch of backups. He's 45. Well, so he's awesome. He's out there being awesome. I don't see 45. I don't see anything. I see a guy who is better now than in his 20s. He is way better. He's a way better quarterback than he was in his 20s. All right? So how in the world would 45 matter? And just like with 70s for Bill, it's not like he's going to blow a hamstring coaching. He's going to call a play in and, I blew my hamstring. If Bill is there, and yeah, well, if Bill is there and he's mentally capable, then he's got to be held accountable, and that's it. What I think, honestly, guys, my opinion, he's trying to groom his son to take over the franchise. He wants Steve to be the heir apparent. That's what this is. That's why he's still holding on. I think it's already been agreed upon. Why wouldn't you give Matt Patricia his job back as defensive coordinator? Why wouldn't you do that? Because you want your son to take over. You taught him the defense. Now he's there. You want him to eventually rise up to that. That's what this is about. And I think that's why he's held on for so long. And you know what? I don't think Bill is going to go off into the sunset and retire either. I think after he's done coaching, he will take an administrative job of some sort with someone, kind of like what Parcells did when he went with the Dolphins, or let's see, what's his name? That coach of Mike Holmgren, who coached the Packers and then he coached the Seahawks. He retired and then he did an administrative job with Cleveland. So I think that Bill will do something like that probably. So Bill is a lot like Tom in the fact that football is their life, and they can't imagine anything other than football. And that's why they made a good pair, actually, because they both were the same way. Bitcoin motorist, what's up, Patrick? By the way, man, that whiskey you got me last year is awesome. It is just awesome. It's a hit. It's a hit, total hit. So I want to thank you for getting me that last year for my birthday. That was awesome. He sends a $5 super chat. Happy birthday, Aaron. 45 and 2 equals 20. 25 or 45. Yes, square. Yeah. For you, huh? Yeah. For your 45th birthday, you got to have a square theme. Well, that's true. Thank you. Appreciate it, buddy. But I'm not 45 though. Not that. Not yet. Not yet. Not quite yet. Three years away. Okay, let me see what you guys are talking about. El Selector asked me what do I take of Giselle running around trying to make the goat's life a living hell? Well, that's the kind of woman she is. She's that way. I mean, it's just, I don't know. We should probably already expect this. I mean, this woman was engaged to Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, I mean, look what kind of person he is and stuff. It's just he stayed with her for a long time, tolerated her. I don't know. It's kind of expected, to be honest with you. But he still loves football more than he loves her. I'll tell you that much right now. It's true. It's true, man. I doubt it. Some random Patriots fan. I seriously doubt it. Yeah, Gord King. She made the mistake of turning 25, and then it was over.
I was gonna say that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I screwed that up, actually. Sorry, Bitcoin. Okay, that makes sense now. You in 2025. I'm so sorry I messed that up. All right. The Colts versus the Chiefs. I am pleasantly surprised that the Colts are now, after 3 weeks, the Colts are 1-1-1. So they only have one loss after the garbage football that they played in week 1 and week 2. Remember how I told you guys Matt Ryan's receivers just need to learn how to catch? And it seems like they're getting cohesion there. The Chiefs, they're still going to be good. They're still going to be there at the end. They're still going to run their division. They own the AFC West. It's you might as well put a fork in it now. Normally I would say the Chargers would be a threat, but I think now the Chiefs will be propelled too far ahead. I think I just don't like what I'm seeing now of the Chargers, even not even withstanding the injuries and things like that. But the Chiefs will still be the Chiefs. But this is a great victory for the Colts. And Matt, I'm happy for Matt. I want him to do well. I don't care too much for the Colts organization, but I do want to see Matt, do pretty good. So, yeah. Elf of Courage asks, how do you go from getting shut out by a trash bag team to beating one of the hottest teams in the league? The NFL, baby. It's all about matchups. And, one thing, when I was a kid, my brother Jason told me, we were watching tennis, and I said, how come, Jimmy Connors can beat McEnroe, or McEnroe can beat Connors, but Connors can beat Lendl, but Lendl can beat McEnroe? It's like a circle. It's like, why does that happen? And he said, because it's about matchups. It's about styles. And it doesn't matter what your rank is. It's about the style matchup. It's why Roger Federer struggles against Nadal, but it's a matchup that just doesn't work for him. Football is no different. The NFL is the same, and it's about matchups. It's about that style. If you guys remember, the Colts beat the Chiefs last time. I think it was on Monday Night Football. Maybe it was Sunday night. It was a primetime game. Can't remember which channel, but they got them. They had their number before. That defense kind of knew how to work them. So maybe there's something there. It's a style matchup. You've got to not do stupid stuff. The Chiefs, Chris Jones, he was an idiot. What was that penalty all about? You got to keep your mouth shut, especially when you're near a ref. But that's part of the game. You saw Andy Reid getting an argument with his coaches, and their offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. I don't know why people think this guy is a head coaching prospect. I don't see it. I think that would be a bust big time. But yeah, it just happens, little things here and there, miscues, penalties, stupid decisions, stupid play calling, all those things add up over time and you end up losing the game. But that's the NFL. Isn't that why we like the sport though? Isn't that why we love it? Is because you just don't know who's going to win. It's impossible to pick a winner. It's just so difficult. Speaking of that, can we talk about the Buffalo Bills for a second? I am very unhappy with the Buffalo Bills right now. And I'm sure that you guys could probably guess why. Do you guys remember at the end of the Buffalo Bills game where the offensive coordinator was losing his mind and going absolutely insane? That was me. Okay, that was me in the living room because I had a lot riding on this, and Bitcoin Motors knows exactly what I'm talking about. I picked the Bills. And that should have been a victory easily. Okay? That should have been a victory straight up. No problem. Well, even with the struggling, the back and forth, you couldn't get it on fourth. You stopped them. The Dolphins punted. The Dolphins punter punted the ball in the ass of his own player. Gives you a safety. And now you don't need a touchdown anymore. All you need to do is get into field goal range. So you get the free kick, you receive the free kick, you get down, and you decide, oh, you know what? I'm going to throw it up the middle. I ain't got no timeouts left, but I'm going to throw it up the middle. And you know what the guy's going to do? He's going to run and try to get more yardage instead of getting out of bounds, as if he had a timeout. This was the dumbest execution by I consider Josh Allen by now a veteran player, okay? And he's got to message to his players situational football. And the coaching has to know about situational football. You can't think that you're going to blow out every team just because you've done it before. And they rely on the big plays too much. That entire second half, they could have just taken first downs. Instead, they're trying to just go long with it. It's like, was Bruce Arians coaching that game? I mean, unbelievable. I looked into every single game that weekend. Nothing said victory like the Bills over the Dolphins. By every freaking metric, every single thing, don't give me, oh, the Bills were missing some guys. You know what? Everybody's missing guys. That's the NFL. That's the way it works. The Bills should have won. That's it. It was just ridiculous. When a punter punts a ball up the ass of his own player and gives you a safety and you still lose, you suck. Okay? You absolutely suck. And now I don't know if I can watch the Bills anymore. I don't know if I can stomach watching them because I might just want to watch them rot in hell because that was pathetic. That was utterly pathetic. You tarnish the name of Allen. Okay? The Allen name has been completely squashed by Josh this week because that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing, man. That's like the Patriots losing against the Jets the night of the butt fumble. If you lose a game where the butt fumble happens, you suck. And you lose a game where the butt punt happens, you suck. I'm not happy. Milena's very pissed off. You could guess why. All right. I think I missed some earlier ones. Oh, there we go. $2 super chat from Biden. Blah, 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 blah. He says, Vaughn, do you think Kansas City can make conference champions again? Of course they can. You know, and by the way, speaking of Chiefs and how they lost Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins, I want you guys to go, and I can't play it here because if I do, they'll shut the stream down. But I want you guys to go on after the show. I want you to look up an interview with Tyreek Hill after that game, after beating the Bills. He really is full of himself. He really thinks that he's on the new Chiefs, okay? This is not going to last. It's just not going to last. This Dolphins thing is not. They're pretenders. The Bills still run the division. Um, but this Dolphins, everyone jumping on the Dolphins, it's not going to last. This is like was said earlier, this is the Cardinals of last year. So Eddie Visorno sends a $2 super chat and he says 2-1. The Browns are 2-1. And yes, it was the Browns that let the Jets come back against them. I had that backwards. But see, same AFC East teams versus AFC North teams. It was like and same time. I'm very happy for you, Eddie. I watched your game and I was pulling for you the whole time. Jacoby Brissett seems to be getting more acclimated and you know, of course, Jacoby is a former Patriot, so I like to see him do well. If you guys can just get, you know, if you can just get if you can go just 500 by week 6, week 7, week 8, and I don't even know if Deshaun Watson is going to be the immediate answer, okay? So we got to see how he's playing now. I still think he's going to be an upgrade over anything you got, but just getting there, I still think your Browns have a chance to get somewhere this year. I don't think it's a lost cause. So I'm very happy for you, Eddie. John Thomas Chavez sends a $2 super chat and says, not even Carr can unsink his ship this time around. What the hell are the Raiders doing? They're 0-3. You know who I blame? Josh McDaniels. They would have been better off going with their interim head coach from last year. They would have been better off going with the foot massager of the team, you know, or the guy who like clips the toenails of all the kickers. They should have went with that guy. Josh McDaniels is garbage as a head coach. He just sucks. How do you start 0-3 with that roster? How is this possible? I'm sorry, Z. I feel bad for you, buddy, but they suck. They need to fire his ass already. Just why do people keep giving Josh McDaniels thinking that he's going to be something? He's a coordinator. That's his job. That's what he is. Some guys are just coordinators, and that's how it is, you know? And I would be very, very suspicious to hire anybody from the Patriots, especially from the Patriots era that Tom was in. Look what happened. You hired Bill O'Brien because you thought, oh, he coached Tom Brady. What happened? Oh, you hired Josh McDaniels. Oh, he coached Tom Brady. Look what happened. You hired, what's his face? What is with me and forgetting names today? Jesus. Charlie Weiss. Okay? You thought, oh, Charlie Weiss coached Tom Brady to 3 Super Bowls. He must be good. Yeah, Notre Dame sure learned about that, didn't they? And then you try to take their coordinators, their defensive coordinators. How'd that work out? Oh, then you tried to take their special teams coach, the Giants. You thought that was going to work too, right? No. Teams stop hiring Patriots coaches. The only time that I can think of that worked out was, let's see, Mike Vrabel, but he was a player. He wasn't even a coach. And now that doesn't look so good anymore, but at least they got somewhere for a while. So That's true. Hackett is pretty garbage. Staley just pisses me off because of his decisions. He makes stupid decisions. He's lost a lot of games that were his fault, directly his fault by stupid decision making. And you give these coaches too much power. You give them GM duties, like you're saying. Gord King, you said O'Brien would still be coaching if he wasn't such a terrible GM. Well, don't give him that kind of power. Okay. So yeah, the Browns over the Steelers, that was a good victory, a good win. That was last Thursday, so we already talked about that game pretty much. The Panthers somehow beat the Saints. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? I mean, it's just like yawn. Let's see. They still suck. Bears defeated the Texans. Good for them. You beat probably the crappiest team in the league. We already covered Colts, Dolphins. The Vikings over Lions. Okay, so if you guys remember last Saturday, I picked the Lions to win that. And I thought I was going to be right. It looked like I was going to be right. But the Vikings made a comeback and won that one. So good on them. And now they're 2-1. Ravens, Patriots, Bengals, Jets. Bengals, that's the one I should have picked. Damn it. All right. Titans. I was just I just don't know what the Bengals were thinking. Like, and on the road, and they just look like garbage. I just was very unsure of that. I never should have put my faith in the Buffalo Bills. They just find ways to lose. They're just unreliable as hell. Titans over the Raiders, that's nothing special. The Eagles over the DC Lizard people. Yay. I think their defense scored a safety for them at one point because they couldn't score on offense. Jaguars over Chargers. This was a curious one. Jaguars 38-10 over the Chargers. So what do we think about the Jaguars, guys? They're 2-1. Are they is something happening? I mean, is Doug Peterson, is he the answer here? Is he the right coach for them? I mean, did they finally get it together? Is this what we're going to see now? That'd be interesting to find out. I hope so. I would like to see the Jaguars finally just not suck for a while. And I do like their quarterback. But it takes some time. Let's see. Rams over Cardinals, blah, blah, blah. Cardinals suck. All right. I don't care. Everyone's all like, oh, the Cardinals are good. Yeah, whatever. Falcons over the Seahawks. That was the Tank Bowl. Both of those teams are tanking the rest of the season, just like I said they would. Someone had to win that one, I guess. So Falcons were the better of the loser teams. Okay. Sorry, Tiffany, but you know it's true. Packers over Bucs. Broncos, 49ers. Okay. What the hell? What the hell was that game? That was the stupidest game of all of these. Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the stupidest. The Bills-Dolphins was the stupidest because, again, you can't lose a game where you get a play called the butt punt. And you've got to win a game like that, right? So that was the stupidest. But this was the worst game. This was the least. It didn't even look like pro football at some point. Jimmy steps out of bounds for the safety. The last time I saw a quarterback do that was Dan Orlovsky, who just ran out of bounds. Now, this idiot, Orlovsky, by the way, goes on the internet and says, oh, I'm finally free now that Jimmy has stepped out of bounds. No, you're not free, dipshit. Okay? You're not free. Orlovsky, dude, you completely ran out of the end zone all the way and then circled around the back of it. So you were out of it for a long time, not even realizing you did it. And you were on the Lions when you did it. Jimmy just put his heel out of the back of the end zone. That is, well, it's not something you're supposed to do. That's kind of stupid, but it's not near as stupid as what Orlovsky did. And Jimmy has taken his team to a Super Bowl. What the hell has Orlovsky done? So no, Orlovsky, you're flat out wrong. And why is this guy? Why does he get so? Why are ESPN plugging him so much? Watching him talk crap about great players is just very unsettling to me. It doesn't make any sense. It's not only is Orlovsky bad at his job, he was a terrible quarterback. He was absolutely terrible. And they keep pushing him. By the way, it looks like someone took a short guy's head, like a short person's head, and plopped it onto a tall guy. Right? So watch it the next time you see him standing up. It looks like someone just kind of placed a head on a body that doesn't really fit. It's kind of weird. So anyway. But yeah, that Broncos 49ers game was crap. And I feel sorry for Rafael Hagoy having to watch that crap. And wasn't that just a great way to end Sunday? To watch that it was like the cherry on top if that cherry was rotting. If it was like and the cake was like 2 years old and you tried to eat it. It's what a crappy set of games. Cowboys Giants. Monday Night Football last night. How many of you watched that game? And then if you did watch the game, how many of you watched the Manning cast? That's all I watch. If they're doing it, that's what I watch. I don't watch I think it's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman now, but I don't listen to that. It's stupid. I don't care about it. But I do watch the Manning cast. That game was like a defensive struggle in the first half. And then it broke out in the second half. I don't have really too much to say about that game. And specifically, I mean, it was okay. But there is something I would like to point out here. Look at this. Look at this. Now, I want you to go and watch the movie with Adam Sandler called The Longest Yard. And I want you to look at Tracy Morgan and the other male prison cheerleaders. And then I want you to take that photo and I want you to compare it. This is what is becoming masculinity. This is where masculinity is going. Now, I know I'm not exactly a lumberjack, okay? But I'm still a freaking man. And I'm not going to go around wearing that. What the hell is that? And I've noticed that a lot of players are doing this now. I don't know if they're trying to show off their abs or what. In Elliott's case, maybe he's trying to show off the 3 Big Macs he had before the game. Who knows? But this is just wrong on so many levels. It's it's like Tony Romo. It's not outstanding on so many levels. It's disgusting on so many levels. Okay. Do you finally see it, Milena? This is guys playing the manliest sport on earth. Okay? That's Ezekiel Elliott. That's not just some random dude.
Looks like he's got a clean shot in the hole. Looks like he's got a clean shot in the hole.
So, yeah, exactly. It's more like the Dallas Brokeback Cowboys. So, there was something that during this game last night that dawned on me because they showed that the Pro Bowl is going to be a flag football game now with skills competitions, right? So, part of this news I'm happy about, which is they got rid of the game. The Pro Bowl game is garbage. Okay, nobody plays in it. Nobody even plays. It's just stupid to watch. And everybody loves the skills competition. We all love the passing accuracy and the race, the running and even the dodgeball is cool, right? But what I don't like, what I don't like is having the game still, but making it a flag football game. Here's why. So we're going to get a little serious here for a second. There is a effort in this country to, what do you want to call it? Demasculine. How would you say it? Demasculinity? No, can't say that. That's not a word. There is an effort to take away men's masculinity or lower it, okay? It's what they call toxic masculinity. There's a massive effort to lower that. At the same time, an effort to get women involved in everything. I truly believe that their goal is to have the NFL be flag football in the next 75 years. Maybe 50 to 75 years. But I honestly believe that they're actually thinking that far ahead. And the reason is because that's all they do is flood us. Watch every commercial. Every single commercial is no longer advertising to guys like us. Okay, all of you guys like me, it's not advertised to us. And it's always shot at women or at the players. People like the players. It's like, does every commercial the NFL puts out have to be hip hop themed? I mean, I don't have a problem with hip hop in general. It's just every commercial, does every time they show NFL clothing, does it have to be with a guy hanging down his pants halfway down his ass and you just see his butt and he looks like he's going to a Raiders game? Does every commercial have to look like that? Does every one of them? I don't see myself in that. I don't see me wearing those clothes because you don't market to me. You don't market to us. And that's where they're going with it. And it seems to me that the NFL is becoming a marketing agency and not a football. Last night they had Jimmy Kimmel on at halftime. What the hell does Jimmy Kimmel know about football? Why is he on there? Okay? What is he for? Why aren't you interviewing some football legend? And then on the Manning cast, you have Tracy Morgan. Did anybody watch that segment? That was the most obnoxious crap. All right? The guy knew nothing about football. I don't care that he put on a Giants jersey. All right? These celebrities, they go to sporting events to be seen, okay? Their agent says, hey, you should go to the US Open this weekend and be seen, or you should go to Wimbledon, or you should go to the Super Bowl, or you should go to this World Series Game 4, all right? Their managers and their publicists tell them to do this. And you could see that Peyton and Eli were getting annoyed. It was like dealing with a 6-year-old. It wasn't funny. He didn't add anything. It was just obnoxious. I wanted to hear Peyton and Eli talk about the game. And if it's going to be a guest on there, it needs to be somebody who knows what they're doing, either a football-related person, or if you're going to put somebody else, at least somebody who knows football. But no, the NFL was promoting. They were getting paid for that. That was a promotion spot for Tracy Morgan for whatever it is that he's doing right now. That seems to be all they care about at this point. After they got caught with the CTE scandal, they've gone completely the other direction. Now we've got guys in practice wearing these weird soft helmet thingies or whatever. But that's I don't even really have a problem with that. My point is that they've really taken those lawsuits seriously and they've gone the other direction. Okay, but they want women in this sport. They do. They want that. They want that because that is a whole nother group. That is a whole nother group that they can sell stuff to. What they think they can sell to. Okay. Now, with people like this, guys have to understand that ideology sometimes is Trump's marketing or Trump's profit. A lot of times with this type of ideology that they've got and with what's kind of infiltrating the NFL, and they think that will work. Let me tell you something. Women don't care about sports. All right? There is a few. There are some. But the grand scheme, women don't give a flying crap. They don't even care about women's sports. So they're trying to market. They're trying to market to people who are 1% of 1% of 1%. That's who they're marketing to. And they're leaving out everyone else. And just, who cares? But let's market to women who don't even care about sports. That's what they're doing. It's obnoxious. And I'm telling you, it may not be that obvious to you guys right now, but I am telling you, I deal with a lot also with the political side of things and social things. This is something that is happening. It is something that is happening, something that they are focused on. They're actually giving effort to these things. They are making massive concessions to people who don't even care about the sport. This flag football game for the Pro Bowl, it's a test run. Now, just watch, okay? Just watch what happens. And then over the years, it's going to start to change. And then they're going to have like girls mixed in and get to play with the NFL players, okay? Watch. Remember this. Remember this segment, okay? Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a damn. All right? Remember it. They've already got women on the field throwing flags. Why? Were there no men that you could get to do the job? Why are they're pushing women on there? How many women are growing up going, I want to be an NFL referee? Who? This is window dressing, dude. It's window dressing. It's forced. It's stupid. When you're a guy on the field in a competitive situation, the last thing you want is a woman standing next to you. You talk different. You act different. And then what happens? What happens the moment that a guy says something that could be sexist or sound bad to them and the female ref is within earshot? Now we've got a scandal all of a sudden. Oh, but wait, it doesn't end there. They've got women on the training staffs now. the same thing. What is the deal here? How many women or how many little girls are growing up saying, oh, I want to be an NFL referee? Really? And they don't want their own sport anyway, because they don't watch their own sports. They don't even watch WNBA, okay? They don't care about it. They don't watch it. They have nothing to do with it. If a woman does watch sports, she watches men's. She doesn't want anything to do with the women's sports. And why would you? Not when there's a product out there that is the best of the best. It's way better. The competition's better. Now, there are sports where the women are better or it's more exciting, okay? Basketball is not one of them. Football will never be one of them, all right? And this is the agenda. This is the agenda that they have. And they think the same idiots who are running the country right now are the same people who get in focus groups and tell the NFL that, well, according to the numbers, according to what our algorithms and databases say to us, you should market to women. You should market 50% of your advertising dollars to women. Oh, and you know what? Well, I don't know, focus group. Maybe that doesn't sound right, because 50% of the women don't like our sport. I don't know if that may be too much. And then the focus group says, well, you'll get a lot of solid points with CNN and other activist news outlets, and it'll look good for you. Oh, okay. Well, we want to look good. We don't want to look like we're against women, so we'll do it. And these are the people that are making these decisions. So I lead you back to this. By the way, there's also men on the cheerleading squads now. Even the Patriots have one. Okay. The sport is great. The game is great. And they need to stop it. They need to leave it alone.
You feel like a baby belly. Tummy.
Even the players now are a bunch of whiny little pansies. They get their feelings hurt. They get on social media and someone says something to them, and then they close their account for a few days or whatever. You know, Joe Burrow stopped his account all of a sudden. What, you can't take the criticism? I mean, you're a professional athlete. That's the deal. But they're so soft now. You saw how Patrick Mahomes' wife acts at any time he loses a game. Hell, even when he wins a game, she acts like a complete idiot. This is the new generation. I am severely concerned about the future. Okay? So, rant over. Did I miss a few things?
Yeah.
Okay. Ezekiel Elliott Page, that's a good one. Okay. Biden, blah, 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 sends a $2 super chat. It says, as a Hawks fan, I'm glad Jimmy had a safety pick six. What? Man, your team is in tank mode right now. Hate to tell you.
of reconciliation to cheer up a little.
I'm too mad on my birthday. Come here. Say hi.
I'll burn myself.
Come here. Thank you.
Try blowing it.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, that was actually unexpected. I didn't know she was going to do that. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay, Luke. Let's see. Where is... There we go. Luke celebrates 20 months of membership, sends a members chat and says, just wanted to wish you happy birthday, Aaron. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Luke. No, actually, I'm doing good. I feel good. I'm in a good mood and everything. It's just when talking about these games and things, you gotta that's my job, and I tell you guys how I'm feeling and what's on my mind. But yeah, that's how it works. Oh, Anthony Preston helped me. He says the word is feminized masculinity. Got that? Okay, that makes sense. Satire Junk says they've been doing that since that feminized thing since '72. Ouch. The Gourd King. That's funny, man. That's a good one. The Gourd King says we would have had two-hand touch sooner, but Deshaun Watson had to ruin it. Some random Patriots fan says, our generation won't let that happen. We aren't as soft as you think we are. Well, you might not be. And there's always going to be a percentage that is not like the rest. But from the evidence so far, you're in the minority. You're more unique. You're different than they are. So it's going to be scary what this generation's children is going to be like, and so on. So. Well, it's a good question. How would ideology trump marketing in a capitalistic society? Because they're trying to move away from a capitalistic society into a hybrid. A full capitalistic society would no longer allow for monopolies and things, which is what we do now. We allow for monopolies. We allow the manipulation of the market. So a privileged few get to know what's going on. We allow all these things to happen. That is not capitalism. That is a corrupted capitalism. And what they're going for is a hybrid like China has. So it's a communist ideology and spirit, but mixed with enough capitalism in order to earn money. And they figured that out. They saw what didn't work for the Soviet Union, and they altered it for this hybrid. And then what they're looking for is the hybrid. And so that's when ideology overtakes it. Ideology is when they piss off 80% of their fan base to do something that to please people who don't even watch their game, okay, or a brand, or pisses off 80% of their customer base to do something that nobody even really cares about. Changing the Redskins name because some random people got pissed off. Yeah, see, that is ideology over marketing, because let me tell you something, the Washington team itself, the organization, that's going to cost them tons of money over time, because that Redskins logo, that Redskins history was so important. And now they're nobodies. They're an expansion team, okay? That's ideology trumping capitalism right there. And I can give you a million different instances of this happening across not just NFL, but all over the place. But yeah, we're not the same capitalistic society we were before. It's not the same at all. It's much different now. But good question. I'm glad you asked that. Not going to bring Bruce Arians into this today. Yeah, women's tennis is one of those things that, like I said, is something that's watchable, right? There's certain sports that are good with women, but there are certain ones that just don't work. Nobody's ever going to watch WNBA, but people will watch women's tennis. It just depends on what it is, When the Olympics, I don't watch the men's gymnastics trials. I don't watch them. I don't really care. I do watch the girls. So it just depends on what it is.
What do you guys call it when you guys watch women's sports?
We call it men of culture. Yes. When how many of you guys sit on YouTube and caught watching women's pole vaulting for half an hour? That is called men of culture gathering together, and that's what that's called. It's the same thing with the gymnastics and the women's tennis. Nobody wants to watch the WNBA and see these 6'4" lesbians dunking a basketball or trying to do just worse versions of the NBA. The NBA is already sissy enough. We don't need to see that. So, women's volleyball is fun, but see, that's the same reasons though. That's the same as the pole vaulting. Why would you watch women's pole vaulting, but you won't watch the men's, right? So, again, though, who's watching it? The men are. The women are not watching it. The men are watching this. What's Ramsey's doing? All right. Does he have his shame collar on? Put it on him. We call it a shame collar, but all it is his harness, his normal harness. But he doesn't like wearing it. Donnie, take a pic, since a $20 super chat, and he says, happy birthday, Aaron. Thank you so much, Donnie. I appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I really appreciate that, man. Well, some random Patriots fan, you may not be on the masculine side, but what I'm saying is that you're not trying, from what I can tell, you're not trying to force a certain ideology on people, are trying to change those things. Like you reacted to the flag football. No, the NFL will never be flag football. See, you don't want that. You want to keep it the way it is. But you like the sport and you watch the sport. And it's not just about that. It's just in general about caring things. Are you going to get offended because someone disagrees with you? Are you going to go cry? Are you going to go home? If you're going to do all those things, then okay, then you are like the rest of them. But I don't think you are. Because I see you on here all the time and you talk and you have conversations. You don't run away. You don't cry like a little kid. You don't get all pissy. So I don't see you as, like I said, I'm no lumberjack myself. Okay. But still, It's about the mind. It's about how you are. So. I missed one?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I'm caught up here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm at the bottom now. Okay, cool. All right, so guys, this Saturday night, they're having a birthday party for me. Of course, today's my birthday, but the party's on the weekend because that's when everybody, can get together. Tuesday night's not a good night to have something like that. But that will mean that the show for week 4, the week 4 regular VAS live show, will be on Friday this week. Okay, so same time, 8 Eastern, and but remember on Friday this week. So don't forget. Okay, I guess that's it for now. Donnie, again, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. Let's hope that next week is a lot better football. Okay. I almost forgot. Okay, so Sunday night, I'm going to be at a different location. I'm not going to be at home. I'm going to be broadcasting. We're going to do a show, a post-game show for the Chiefs Bucs, because it's Sunday night in prime time. We're going to do a post-game show, and I will be joined by a Chiefs fan. Okay? I'll be joined by a Chiefs fan, and we're going to talk about the game after that. So you're going to love it. This is going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. So we'll keep that in mind as well. All right? So thank you guys so much for being here tonight and listening to my rant. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Yeah, that's assuming that the game is on time. They have to train they're practicing in Miami, but the game could be held in like Minnesota, maybe at the Viking Stadium or something. But either way, they'll figure it out. The game will be Sunday night, I'm sure. And I doubt they're going to change that. So, okay. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you, and thank you for the birthday wishes. It means a lot to me. All right. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Hi, this is tennis player Mariana Dragic, and you're watching VonAllen Sports, real and honest sports analysis. Subscribe now and join the empire. VonAllen Sports, let's go!
VonAllen Sports.